probably dead in the water with 2 or 3 minutes to go, getting down by, maybe it was a little more than that, down by 5. We kind of fought our way back, and then, Bridges made a tough 3 in regulation to get it to 1, and then obviously Rozier made a tough one coming off a screen to get it back down to 1. We missed some free throws, so I thought both teams really battled and fought, trying to find a way to win. We just happened to have a little bit of a lead going into that stretch where, we were fortunate they didn't make, obviously, the last shot, having a 2-point lead.
Even with 4 guards out there in the overtime period, you rebounded, I think, every miss. What did you like most about the way you guys were able to compete, even though you were small?
Well, the rebounding was good, but I also thought Alexander's defense in the post was really, really critical because they had a lead at that point in time. And those couple steals kind of got us back in control. We got some momentum, and it was 2 consecutive steals and 2 post-ups. So, those plays were big. So besides the rebounding part, I thought we defended the post really well because we were really small out there.
How valuable was Chris in crunch time?
Yeah, he was great. He was great. He made obviously some big shots and some big plays. And I thought a big play in the game was he kind of split double team, went down the lane. He missed that layup, and Steven tipped it in. That got us back to 5. That was a big bucket. But Chris made some key shots coming down the stretch.
Another example of this team not quitting, not giving up, playing.
Yeah, and it was a struggle for us to start the game. We couldn't really make a shot. We're coming off a back-to-back. I knew, offensively, we were probably going to have a grind here. We were okay, I thought, offensively in the first half, but the third quarter, it just became labored. We turned the ball over too much in the second half. But again, that may have been some fatigue. But I thought our bench guys did a really, really nice job in the first and second half, giving us some minutes, because I didn't feel like going into the overtime that we had really extended those guys an exorbitant amount of minutes. They were all within a pretty decent range, I think, to close overtime in a good space.
Billy, how many times have you started overtime period with the lead?
I've never had that happen before, so I guess it's better than it happened at the end of regulation, right? Because we were all probably going home after that. But no, that's never happened before.
Billy, what did you think of Steven's night overall? Particularly late, it seemed like he kind of had his fingerprints on a lot of different aspects of the game.
Did a lot of really good things. Rebounded, defended, protected the rim, had some good rolls and some plays around the basket. I thought he came up with some big plays, some big blocks in some crucial situations. He was really good protecting the rim.
It seemed like every time you guys got in somewhat of a comfortable position, Charlotte made a nice run. What did it take for you guys to sustain those runs?
Well, they kept going. They kept making them. I felt, the game turned. We got a couple steals and some post defense, and then we had the lead. But, I thought the Bridges 3, we're up by 4. That was tough. And then we ended up going 1 for 2, on some free throws, which left the door open. And they just kept coming. Like those. If Bridges misses that shot or Rozier misses that shot, the game probably doesn't get extended. But give those guys credit. Bridges was a little bit more of an open shot. I thought the one that Rozier made a tough one.
Billy, you mentioned Shea's defense, and he had steals in both in the regulation and in overtime. What was he doing in order to force those?
Well, I thought he was doing a good job changing his post position. He just kind of wasn't leaning on Washington's back. He kind of was changing angles and changing positions. So when the ball was in the air, he was able to kind of make a break on it and deflect it. So he did a nice job, I think, changing his post positioning.
A little reminiscent of the plays he was making at the end of the Golden State game and some others. Are you seeing more and more from him the want to change the game defensively?
Yeah, that's, I think, what I've talked about with him for his career. I think when the year started and he started scoring, 20, 24, 25, and it was a little bit like, wow, okay, this guy's in his second year, and, he's coming from the Clippers. He only played 18 minutes a game, and everything just became centralized about scoring. And I just think there's a lot more to his game. I think tonight you saw it. Today it was post defense. There's other nights it could be assists. Sometimes it's scoring. Could be defending a certain position. So that's what he's got to do. Is he's got to become a complete player and really focus on that. And that's what we've been trying to do is to keep pushing him towards that. And he's done a really, really good job, I think, of wanting that challenge and wanting to get better and improve in those areas.
What conversation were you having with him as you guys walked off the court? It looks like you put your arm around him.
Well, I ended up subbing to go a little bit more size in the free throw. And he turned around and said, I got the shooter. I said, yes, you have the shooter. And I think with the way the shot hit the rim, he kind of went to go after it, and he didn't block out the shooter. And he just said, I froze, like, oh my gosh, so it was just more telling me, because we had talked about it before the shot went up, they were going to try to miss, and, we didn't want them, obviously, to come down with it. They almost came down with it.
Talk about defense and post defense. What did you think of Nerlens' performance tonight, just on the defensive end? He had 3 steals tonight, and this is the second straight game that he's done something
Had some
like that.
steals and had some really good rim protection for us. Block shots, that's what he does. He was really, really active. I thought he had some opportunities to score that just missed a couple lobs. But I thought his activity around the basket was really critical for us.
What else?